Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video we're going to be doing a react. I haven't actually done this one, or done one of these in a while here, but Henry Handsome Derby has gone into autoplay a little bit here, and I have not watched this yet, but he is kind of going on an in-depth guide into how it works. Now I've already kind of done some testing with it on the JP side to kind of showcase what its capabilities are. And if you remember on my last video on that, we showed that it was not able to get an SS with kind of as close as I could get to cards that are similar to ours, although slightly weaker than ours because I had to use like newer SSRs, but they're weaker in terms of free ones / some SRs in that test. Now we did just do I did another test run after that, which I didn't showcase in that video. But we actually used very strong cards, which I have here. We just looked at it today on the JP side, and it was able to pull off an SS. But here's the thing with that. It barely pulled off the SS. It was, as you can see, it's only 18,000 points in here. And the reason primarily because it got a little bit of speed, a little bit deep into speed, wits all the way just a little bit over 1,000 here, decent power. But as you can see, one of the things bringing these JP cards, we have Speed Almond Eye. I think this is Daring Tact. Forever Young. Only weaker card is Die with Scarlet and Rico here because I brought Rico because it was Unity Cup. And these cards, like at least these four, are way stronger overall than anything we're going to have for a little while. Because as you can see here on the skill points that it was able to acquire while doing the entire dirt rotation of 28 races, it got 3,663 skill points. We're not going to be getting that many skill points, so just the skill points alone added on to this rank from the additional skills we could take. Now, if I look back here, these are all the skills I took. Tons of golds. Of course, there's a lot more golds that you get with the new SSRs on the JP side. Had a decent amount of hints as well from them. So the skills really helped carry this rank as well, which really does show the auto is not going to be a way to get the strongest parents and grandparents. But in my opinion, it's going to be a way that you can get yourself set up to make your really good parents and grandparents, because this is just going to be one of those law of large numbers. You're just going to do quantity over quality, and eventually, if you're spamming runs, eventually you will get a good hit. Because the only difference between not having an SS and SS is your chance to spark a 2-star versus a 1-star and 3-star on the whites. And it's a dramatic increase in 2-stars when you're above SS, because it's a 50% chance at SS or below for a 1-star, but then it goes all the way down to 20% at SS. But if you're doing like 10 to 15 runs per day, especially if you're willing to spend carrots to reroll, I mean, eventually you're going to hit a bunch of these 45% chances on a run, and you can actually get a good hit. So it's going to be good, especially for those that don't have time to play a lot, even with the being able to do Unity. But let's go ahead and see what Henry Handsome has to say here in his guide on how it actually works. I don't know the inner workings of this, and kind of if there maybe is a way to manipulate it with cards to get specific skill hints, and or because one of the things is this thing, we already know it cheats in that it's winning the races. It's like every time I've done it, it wins every single race, which means it can be very good for Affinity. I wonder if it's going to win every race if you throw somebody that's a G in dirt on a dirt race. Probably not. I'm guessing there's an algorithm to it, and as long as your Uma's an A/B or maybe even C, it can get the wins. But we'll have to see. Let's see what he has to say here.
Umamusume global player rejoice. Cygame has cooked again on the 4th of July weekend and released the news that we'll be getting independent training soon in the global server. This was a brand new feature that was added into JP server just last month, and now we'll be getting this feature.
Yeah, just last month. So this is a brand new thing that even JP has just gotten.
Added into the global server soon. Originally, this was only announced for JP.
Now we just need actual autoplay, because autoplay to me would be even better, because you do have a little bit more control over that, because it's actually playing it versus using an algorithm.
KR and Taiwanese server. But I'm guessing that Zygame was planning on releasing this feature to global server from the beginning, but they just hold off on the news so they could announce it during Anime Expo. Even the JP veterans seems to be confused on exactly what this feature does. So I decided to make a quick video.
Well, I
on
mean, it's
how
brand
this
new to
feature
JP,
works.
so they're learning it
Fortunately,
too.
my goat, Gumter, a Korean Umamusume
Korea, okay. Trying to figure out ways we can maybe exploit it. At least it's nice that we're going to be learning it a little bit together with JP and how we can exploit it from different perspectives. I mean, they have a lot stronger cards and scenarios right now, but it does work in all of them when auto doesn't.
has made a video going over all the features of the independence training. I will include a link to this video in the description below. Make sure you give him a click, like, and comment to show him some appreciation. By the way, only 13% of my viewers are subscribed to my channel. If you found this video to be helpful, please consider subscribing and liking this video.
Right? Yeah, I'm already
subscribed. Like to mention that there's actually 3 different types of auto training features in JP server at the moment. First is the guided career feature that I mentioned.
This is the best one. I mean, this is the one that's going to get you the best of the non-manuals. But it doesn't work in every scenario. And I believe it only works in, I feel like they could, now that we got the buff versions of the URA and Unity Cup, they could just give us this early for URA and Unity Cup, but I don't think it exists in anything else in JP all the way up until the Twinkle Climax, which is when they got it. But this would be really nice for Unity Cup and URA runs, because if we got this kind of auto, I could actually, while streaming Umamusume streams, because I would have this playing in the background, play other games as well, while it does all the work for me.
On my
I'm really excited for when we get this auto.
Umamusume, where you can set up an AI to your liking to play the career for you. This feature is often called omakase training in JP, and it was added around 4th anniversary. Zygame promised that we'll be getting this feature early at the initial announcement, but we never got.
I mean, okay, so this was the announcement that some people, you can interpret it different ways. A lot of us, myself included, kind of was interpreting this as that auto coming, but we didn't know about, one, this new independent auto that came. Now, since this comment was made before the independent auto, I doubt this was in reference to independent auto either. But I know that some JP players think they could interpret this when it's saying working on the guided career feature. In JP, they have this little notebook that you can pick like the upcoming champions meeting. So you can go into this guided book, you select the upcoming champions meeting, and it'll tell you specifically what skills are good, like what skills you should go after that are actually going to work in the CM. So if it's like a long race where it's going to start on a backstretch, it'll tell you that like that Kita-san Blacks and Seiyun Sky's ult, for example, are good inherits. It'll tell you straightaway spurt / encroaching shadow is good. But if it's like a medium where it's starting in a corner and straightaway spurt sucks, it's not going to advise you on your end closers to bring straightaway spurt. And so there's some people that interpret this as being that, because it kind of guides you on how to build your ace, but it's not like auto playing it. It's just like a guidebook. So this is completely up to interpretation. But to me, with them giving us Unity Cup and URA early, adding in that auto feature now, is easy peasy, because the one reason we were thinking they couldn't add it now would just be because, well, we had the old version and it wasn't developed around the old version of the URA or Unity Cup. Now it should just be the equivalent of just installing it and letting it run. We just won't get it on any future scenarios until the Twinkle Climax.
An update, even after getting close to 1.5 anniversary. In fact, even the KR server still hasn't got this feature, even though they're currently at 4th anniversary. Second is legacy procurement.
4th? Wasn't 4th when it was added on the JP side? So Koreans haven't got it, and they're only 6 months behind. So they're late on getting it if they haven't gotten it yet. It states it was released on the 4th anniversary. Yeah, it's with the Twinkle Climax. So, hey, also, look who's here. I'm the one, I ran this and tested it out, and so Henry Handsome's using my, I'm guessing images. This is like he's playing the video of me actually showing this, because this is what my last video was showcasing like how it all works on the JP side.
It's a paid feature that was
Oh, he's using my image. Okay, he's using. I didn't even realize he's using when I showed the auto generate parent grandparents. This is the overall. This is probably going to be the weakest of them in terms of making parents and grandparents, but also the quickest because it's just an instantaneous. Here's 10 parents. Instantaneous. There's no wait time or anything, but you have absolutely no control over the skill selection. It just instantly generates it, which means it prunes your support cards badly. It picks up skills that you don't want to take. So it's very hard. So if you have one support card that has literally one skill on it that you care about, it's going to just take all of them and then burn through all your skill points instead of grabbing the mixture that you actually want. But it'll be good for just initial generation, especially for new players. But it is stuck behind a paid pass.
Released earlier this year in JP, where for about $12 a month, you'll be able to create 10 parents Umas per day.
Now that $12 a month is not just for this. It also gives you reroll and inspirations. If that's pretty much what you're paying for is the inspiration reroll. This is kind of just a bonus. But if you're a super tryhard, you're buying it so you can build your aces with inspiration reroll.
With just few clicks up above it, you can watch this video where Stellarent showcased this feature for more information. But what we're getting is a brand new feature that was just added in the JP server last month. It's basically the free version of the legacy procurement, where instead of generating up to 10 parents Umas per day, you have Umamusume running in the back.
I mean, I would say this is better than it just because you have control of the skill selection at the very end. And from what we can tell, it's cheating to win the races. While the other one, I can't remember if it was auto winning everything as well. I mean, you set up the career and tell it what to run, which if you're running a parent, you tell it to do the entire dirt rotation. But it wasn't just like cheating its way to victories.
Round to farm
that I can
Umas
remember.
every 50 minutes. So let's look at Gumtu's video to find out how independent training works. Independent training is a autoplay feature that was added in the June 29th in the JP, KR, and the Taiwanese server. How it basically works is that you start the independence career, then in 50 minutes, it will simulate a career for you. During the 50 minutes, you can still do other features in Umamusume, such as team trial or giving your Umas headpad in the lobby. Even when the game is turned off, the independent career will be running in the server side. It might look like it's auto playing the career for you.
It's not actually auto playing, but yeah, that is the one thing is you can't like this is when you're not actively playing the game because you cannot do careers, and there's not much else to do in the game that takes any considerable amount of time that you can do while waiting. I mean, this is just I don't have time to play. I'm at work. Just start a run. Hey, you can just do, if you have an 8-hour workday, hey, you can do 8 runs in a day.
50 minutes.
I mean,
but
just while at work.
It works is
all you have to do is
already simulate the whole career right away, similar to the legacy procurement feature, but it's just giving you the result 50 minutes later because it's free. There is 3 different career style for the independent training. There's balance and prioritize stamina and prioritize sprint.
Okay, hopefully he explains this one because what I've been told it's speed and power. You can't tell it the prioritized wit. Which would be nice if, as you can see here, when I tried it out, I did a full wit deck to try and get it to, because in Unity Cup, you can get 1,800 wit. It didn't even get close. It got like 1,000 wit on that run.
Speed. You can also set up your support card and race schedule, and also set list of skills to prioritize on your support training event during the career. For example, on Yukino Region Guts card, you can make the AI to prioritize getting the hint for playtime is over, or prioritize getting the hint for corner SAR. If you do not select which skills to prioritize, it will always choose the first option in the chain event.
I didn't realize that it does that. I mean, when I'm actually building mine, I'm going to tell it what to prioritize. When I did it in the test run, I really didn't. I just kind of showcased it. Now, when I did put in the prioritization with the cards I had, the 2 I used was Playtime's Over and Slipstream, which did come from, I had it on the Ines Fujin Wit card on the deck that I tested, and it did get both of those hints. So I don't know if it treats it as if it's prioritizing the skill hint or not, but maybe I'll say here in a second.
The preferred skill that you select doesn't necessarily have to come from your support card. You can select any skill, and even if you don't have a way to get that skill hint through your support card, it's still possible to get it through a random training event during the career. For example, if you selected a second one as one of your preferred skill, even if you're not running Sea and Sky stamina card, there's a small chance that you might get this training event randomly, And if you have second wind as one of your preferred skill, AI will select the bottom options to.
We don't know how it works. We just know that it is possible to get skill hints for skills not possible. I wonder if so they don't know the mechanics yet. I mean, it's so new. It's not been thoroughly tested. Like, is it just a percentage chance? Like, we do know it's cheating to some extent. So, I mean, and this will be something I test. I'm going to put preferred skills like groundwork, but I might not put, like, who knows? Maybe I'll just put Smart Falcon in the deck. I mean, if it's already cheating and I know I'm not going to get an SS, I mean, you just throw Smart Falcon in there and you can get groundwork. I mean, how important are the support cards to how the algorithm works? I mean, there could be some unique ways that you can utilize this with decks you would never do with a legit run.
Of the independent career, even if it's not possible to get it through your UMA or your support card. It is also recommended to always put corner recovery as one of your preferred skill, in case you get acupuncture event randomly the independent career. Now, how does the independent career come with the final stat and career race result? Now, this is the part that even the JP veterans are having trouble understanding how it works. How it's
Oh, the robot voice there. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, once it's out, I mean, we're in a different situation. We have completely different cards than JP, so we'll have to do our own testing with our own support cards. I mean, I just did a test run, like I just showcased at the beginning here. He's showing the one there. You just saw the stats. Was not an SS. This one that I did was able to get an SS. So definitely the card quality does impact it. But can you throw like a full deck of like 6 speed and is it going to be able to pull it off? We already did one. The one he's showing, I did 5 wit with Rico and it did not get SS. While if you've been doing any Unity Cup runs, you already know with like a 5 or 6 wit deck, people are getting UFs. And even I think some people with a 6 wit deck have gotten UEs currently in Unity Cup. But this thing is not even getting close to that.
Simulate your race result depends on your aptitude of your UMAs. Here is the exact formula of how the independent career simulate whether or not you win all the race in your race schedule. First, there is a default flat 30%.
People got UE with 5 wit and Marikane Fukukara speed? Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's just cheating on mine because it's winning every single race and it's just not caring on the JP side. Even when I use the full wit deck, that were more relevant cards, not overpowered ones. It just won all of them like it was nothing.
Win rate, no matter what. And if you have a distant aptitude A on your UMA.
Wait, base odds? It's 30% chance to win no matter what? So you just do dirt rotation on every single UMA. Just dirt G it. Who cares? I'll have to test that. Just throw in, I mean... You could get you could just do like dirt rotated Seiyun Sky and get some winning 1/3 of the dirt races, even though she's dirt G. I mean, hey, I'll take that. I mean, now, like I said, you're not going to get SS very easily, but that'll increase the affinity. And if you're able to do this infinitely, especially since if you have your own grandparents, this could be a way to actually just get your parents built. You get really, really good grandparents, and then heck, you might not even have to worry too much about your dirt sparks if you can just get 30% of them as a win rate for the higher affinity. Now, of course, you're not like, it'll be a little bit tricky there, but I could see this being really good at getting strong parents with high affinity just from that.
For the race that you scheduled, it will give you 40%.
Although it looks like okay, so it minuses 10% below B. Okay, I'll just let him keep talking here.
On the distance, it will give you 30% instead. Same thing for your tracked aptitude. And anything below B will give you minus 10% win rate. For example...
Oh, wait, what did you say there?
For your tracked aptitude. And anything below B will give you...
Anything below B minus rank. I see. Oh, okay. There we go. I was like, that makes more sense. I was like, G. If you could just have a default 30 and only a minus 10%. So it looks like he got corrected there, which is kind of correcting me. So yeah, G just completely kills your chance to win it. Okay.
Minus 10% win rate. For example, if you have a...
F minus 10, G equals minus 20. Yeah. Yeah, so you just can't win. Okay. Makes sense. I should have let him keep talking here before I was like, if you have just a base chance of 30% no matter what, only minus 10, that'd be hilarious.
On dirt and aim aptitude on mile, your Ogre Cap going on Champions Cup will have 100% chance to win that race. This is why
So wait, go back. So distance aptitude A, 40%. Horse riding aptitude 4. So it adds up. So yeah, 30 plus 40. So that's why it's just winning by default.
your Ogre Cap going on Champions Cup
Okay.
will have 100% chance to win that race. This is why you see Ogre Cap with great aptitude winning all her scheduled race. You won't get this type of result with Haru Urara. Basically, if you have correct A aptitude on both distance and track, you will basically win all the race outright, no matter what your stat line is. But lower your aptitude for specific race, it will also lower the chance for you to win that race. But that's not all. Going on a consecutive race will also decrease the chance for you to win the race. Starting at your third consecutive race, you get
So it is subtracting out. So when you do the full dirt rotation, I don't know if he showed my calendar here. Because that little period, especially if you can do sprints like Summer Maruzensky, there is where you do sprinter stakes, a dirt, whatever that dirt race is. It's sprinter stakes, a dirt race, and then you have the Kikisho, Elizabeth Cup, Mile Championship, Champions Cup, and then Arima Keenan. And then if you come back in on the second side, that dirt race you can skip the second time around, or you can skip the sprinter stakes. So maybe you can alternate between sprinter stakes in that one, but because then on the other one you do the Tenno Show Fall, the dirt medium, or if you're doing dirt mile for your rotations, the dirt mile. Then you do the Japan Cup, and then you do the you can skip Champions Cup on the second time around, or you skip Champions Cup on one of them. I guess you can position it so you only do 3 in a row, because you can skip Championship Cup one year, and then you skip the other dirt the other year, and that makes it where you only do 1, 3, and 1, and then the other year you do 5 in a row. So one of them, you have to do 5 in a row one of the times no matter what, which looks to be a 35%. If you're doing the full dirt rotation when we get the new dirt races.
minus 10% chance for you to win.
I wonder if it takes goal races into consideration, because Ogre Cap has the Mile Championship as one of her goal races, right? And if that's the goal race, then that's the one where you want to do the dirt race before the Kikishoke. And that way she can use that, and then you can skip the Champions Cup. Yeah, there might, depending on the UMA, maybe there's a way you have to game it to guarantee you win all of them. Ogre Cap, the way I set up my Ogre Cap was taking that into consideration.
Win that race. On the fourth consecutive race, it's minus 25%. Fifth, minus 35%. And 6 and beyond, you will get minus 50%. So going on too many races at once consecutively could have a great impact on the amount of race that you will win. It is recommended that you do not do more than 3 consecutive races. Based on your double A aptitude, up to 3 consecutive races, you will still have 100% win rate, because 30 plus 40 plus 40 is 110. So even with minus 10% for the third consecutive race, you'll still have 100% win rate. However,
so that means, there's only one time in the G1s then that you're going to a minus 35, and if it's at 110, you still have a 75% chance to then win all races.
However, starting at 4th consecutive race and beyond, it's impossible for you to have 100% win rate on the race, even if you have the perfect aptitude. This is not too big of an issue, since we no longer have to go on G2.
There's no reason to skip the race. Just don't skip the race, and you're taking the risk of losing, because if you skip the race, it's just like auto losing anyway. So just do the little bit of abuse and take that 75% chance of having a single loss. Not a big deal.
Race for the affinity. But this means that you might have to forego some third G1 race to better your odds of winning all the scheduled race.
No, I feel like you don't skip them. Now you just don't do it on the second half to keep it down to only a 5 in a row. You just accept that 25% of the time you're going to have one loss. Big whoop. You're maximizing affinity. You put every single one of them on the schedule and that is based on the other calculation, if you have A in all those things, which is very easy for certain UMAs. Gold City, Summer Maruzensky, Ogre Cap, El Condor Pasa, and then once you finally have full dirt rotation, you have UMAs like Kishi Amazon, the new one that's coming out, Bamboo Memory, although Bamboo Memory can't do longs. there's a lot of Umas that you can really do a good chunk of all the
You
races.
mentioned that it's perfectly fine for you to skip some dirt G1 race to make sure that you win all turf G1 race. Skipping one or two dirt G1 will not have too big of an impact on your affinity. But if you want to create a perfect Uma that won all the G1 turf and dirt race combined, unfortunately, you will still have to do that manually yourself or get extremely lucky. In theory, you have a chance.
No, I mean, you don't. I mean, this basically shows that you don't have to. I think the hardest one will be Summer Maruzensky winning the Arima Keenan, because she's going to have to go a long stretch. I mean, Arima Keenan, she's going to skip Champions Cup, so she'll be at minus. Okay, so she'll be guaranteed to win that one. Or her with, well, I won't say guaranteed, but a very high chance with long C. You have the Kika show. She'll only be on her third race. Unless you skip that dirt one. If you skip that dirt one on that one, do the Sprinter Stakes, then she'll be higher chance there. Tenno Show Spring will not be 3 in a row, so you'll have whatever her odds are at C.
Chance to win any race, even if you go 50 consecutive races in a row. You just got to get
Still very
lucky.
good shot.
Now, here's the full table where it lists a chance for you to win the race depending on your distance and track aptitude of your Uma.
Oh, okay. Actually, this is a good chart here for that. Let me see. So Summer Maruzensky is what?
And make sure you also account for.
Does it? Oh, which one is distance? Okay, so this is. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, the math works out the same regardless. Yeah. So Maruzensky will be A in that, but then she'll be C. So it's a 90% chance that she wins Kikisho, Arima Keenan, Tenno Show Spring. But everything else she'll be A, except sprint. So she can be you can be a B, A in one and B in another. So she's going to win all the sprints. So the only thing would be the longs. She has a 90% chance, and if you set up her career correctly, she won't go over 3 races for them, and she can do all of them. And so hitting 90% 3 times in a row is what, like 70% chance. So, yeah, I think you can set up certain careers to work where, yeah, it's like 70% chance. I mean, Ogre Cap and El Condor Apostle have the easiest time since they're going to be, like, up here the entire time. They can't do sprints, though. Actually, wait, sprint. Actually, they can do it with a G. If they're an A in the other one, you can just throw them on the sprints and have a 50% chance. Right? Just have them do Sprinter Stakes. And 50% of the time, you get it. Because they'll be A on turf. And heck, same thing with like Seiyun Sky and that. I mean, as long as they're A on one of them, you just throw them on the dirt, and they have a 50-50 shot of winning the dirt with Dirt G. So you win 1/3 of them. Right? You'll win 1/3 of your dirt races, or you'll win 1/2 of them, as long as you're not doing the consecutive and then getting a bigger subtraction. Yeah, I know she's easy enough to do that if you want, but if you're doing full dirt rotation, it's not. With dirt rotation, you're not going to take sprint sparks. But based on this, I would just throw her on the sprint anyway. I mean, it's just Sprinter Stakes. Why not? 50-50 shot of winning it. And same thing with Seiyun Sky. Even if you don't have a full dirt rotation, just put her on all the dirt races, because she's going to be A in both medium and mile. So based on this, as long as she's not doing consecutive races, she has a 50-50 shot of winning it, right? So she'll win 50% of the time. And so you could just say half of the dirt races. That's a lot of affinity. Like, you just throw her on the Japanese Dirt Derby and she's going to win it half the time. I mean, the only times you would have to worry about it is if you're going to add on that consecutivity. So the Champions Cup, like Seiyun Sky is going to struggle to win the Champions Cup because it's so deep into the... So she's going to be at like a 3 races in a row or 4 races in a row by the time she reaches it. So you won't have Seiyun Sky do Champions Cup. I don't see why you don't have her do the Japan Dirt Derby. I don't see why you don't have her do the Tokyo Daishoden. You skip the Champions Cup and then you do the Tokyo Daishoden, the second race after. 50-50 chance to win it. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because you're going to lose 50%. But then again, 25% of the time, you'll win 2 of them. If you flip a coin and you win the 50-50 twice, I mean, so 1/4 of the time, you'll win both the dirt races with Dirt G. So, I mean, hey, I'd like that.
Consecutive race. So what kind of deck should we run for the independent career? For your deck building, it is recommended that you prioritize support cards with good skill hints over the support card that has higher training value, such as Pico Pegasus. And try.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to give a crap about the support card. That's what I showed. It does take into consideration, using Almond Eye in those cards to give a lot more skill points. It definitely gives you more skill points. You definitely get more skill points. So I feel like Agnes Tachyon Speed at MLB will be a great card. I don't know, like, it's got +2 skill points on it. I feel like maybe if you want more skill points, you just take a bunch of cards with good skills and plus skill point bonus. I don't know. This will be stuff we have to test. It works 60% of the time, 100% of the time, yeah.
To use the card that you'll be using on your ace run. What you should prioritize are support cards with rare skill hints or support cards with key skill hints such as playtime's over. And you must include a scenario friend or group card for the scenario that you're playing. So how does support card affects your final stat line and skill points that you get at the end of the career? So a Korean JP veteran kept track of his result depending on...
Okay, so they are already doing what I'm wanting to do, which is testing. Now, what cards are they using, though? I mean, testing on JP is going to be completely different than us unless there's JP players actively testing, like, our current cards. If they're testing their current cards, it's completely different. Knockout, hey, who knows?
Running various...
I don't know, we'll have to see.
Support decks. And what he found out was that you usually get around 4,000 skill points on the newer scenario with the independent career, no matter what MLB SSR...
Oh my god, if it's only getting 4,000 on their current scenario, that is abysmal. That is absolutely terrible. If it's only 4,000 on their current scenario, Jesus.
Support card that you use. However, once you start using support cards on lower limit break, or when you use non-SSR support cards, SR or ARC support card, the amount of skill points that you get falls off dramatically. So do not run non-SSR card or SSR card with lower limit break for the independent career. So for a beginner player, instead of using lower limit break cards on your independent career, it is recommended that you use MLB support card that's given during the event, specifically the one that gives you a good skill hint. So make sure you think twice before you complete the free SSR card that you get from the main story or special event. This also make it good for you to have higher limit break on cards that are normally only used for smart farming, such as Smart Falcon, or a scenario link Pell card for the specific scenario that you're planning on using the independent training. Yeah. We know for sure that running the scenario...
I mean, Light Hello will be great just because she has gold play times over. Like, I don't know if, like, just for my 2 testings, it seems to take skill point from the support card into account. Because I had MLB cards in my test run, but I guess they were SRs. I mean, it'll take a lot more trial. I mean, they're testing it with, like, as you can see here, they were testing it right here with Almond Eye, Still in Love, Vivlos, Sounds of Earth. This is Rudolph, and it looks like an Agnes Digital Wit. I don't know what that card is. I mean, I think that I like the idea, though, that this could be very good to use, like, cards you're never going to use in an actual parent run. Like, Vivlos is good for getting Tail Held High, for example. So, I mean, if it's already going to give you lower skill points in general, this could be where you just throw in SSRs that have very specific skills that you're not going to be able to get through a manual run. Auto run, also, of course, auto run's going to be absolutely terrible with this kind of deck as well. And then I think the Insta Parents also, I never tested Insta Parents with, like, a non-optimized deck that you would ever use in a parent run.
Without the scenario link Pell or group card will significantly...
But I know I did prioritize skill point bonus on my test with the stronger cards, and it definitely gave me 700 more skill points. As Vivil, I mean, you can use it for aces. It's a whale card for aces, though. And I saw it as a whale card for League of Heroes. I don't know if it's a whale card for Champions Meetings. At least this is based on Henry Handsome's Carrot Calculator guide that has all the upcoming Champions meetings in League of Heroes. It's a very good but very whaley card because, I mean, it's got tail 9 on it. So very good to get because it has a good gold. But if I'm not mistaken, it comes right before Still in Love. Or it's around. There's another speed card. I don't know if it's Still in Love, but there's another really good speed card that comes out around it. And so you pretty much want to skip it. Unless you get like one copy for Tail 9 or something. They build it into your parents.
Lower the amount of skill points that you get. And if you look over here, you can see that your deck composition does not impact your final stat line. As you can see, this deck with 0 speed card results in a similar amount of stat line to a run where he ran 2 speed card. And the reason is independent career is not actually an autoplay where AI plays the scenario for you using your support card, but instead it's a simulation with various check marks.
So I actually like this. As you can see here, once we get newer scenarios. So I wonder how auto independent training will work in Grandmaster. I wonder how it'll work in Grand Live. I mean, if we're getting it for Grand Live, I wonder if Grand Live could end up being better than Grand Live could be better than Unity Cup using independent training. If it can get SS in Grand Live consistently, when you tell it to do all the races in Grand Live, maybe you can get your dirt rotation going in Grand Live using independent training. So that might be something unique to us on Global, because Grand Live absolutely sucked for JP and everybody else. But maybe independent training, since it kind of ignores stuff, will actually make Grand Live viable for independent training. Now, I already know that Unity Cup is better than Grand Live for manual play, because trying to do all the races in a normal Grand Live run, you're going to absolutely wreck your run once you start going through the races kind of in the middle there, and you're going to get put into like a bad/awful mood, and you're going to have no way to recover, and you're not going to be able to get an SS in Grand Live. But if this thing just cheats it to an SS, that would be good. And I may just have independent run parent runs in Grand Live if that's how it works. Because, the independent runs are not going to be for making my grandparents and parents themselves, but more so great-grandparents that then I can use to manually make good grandparents and parents. We'll just have to see. Ultimately, it'll come down to how it works. If you can get SS in Grand Live, though, it'll be the better scenario to run it in if that's the case.
Independent career is not actually an autoplay where AI plays the scenario for you using your support card, but instead it's a simulation with various check marks on how the AI will distribute your stat line using your various support cards. So initially, when you're selecting which career style that you want to use for the independent career, you're just selecting what kind of final stat line that you would like to get. Right now, the assumption is that if you're running a deck with 2 or more speed cards, selecting prioritized sprint will give you a better result with higher SP.
I'm just going to throw like a 6 speed deck in Grand Live and see if it can pull off the 1600 speed.
If you're running 2 or more stamina cards, it's better to select prioritized stamina options on the career style for the better result. If you're running a Highlander deck, it's best to select balanced styles for the best outcome. So it's proven that the independent career does not actually play the career. That's why
Falco speed is also, I would take Falco speed over Vivlos as well. She has taking the lead. She'll be the meta frontrunner speed card when she drops. Although she's getting around that time where frontrunners are, and with them giving us things so early, frontrunners may start falling off way earlier. As much as it'll suck, if frontrunners start falling off way earlier, Smart Falcon speed may just be an easy skip. Now, Daiwa Scarlet Wit, is paired with Air Shakir, so you're going to pull on that one regardless. But who knows? Frontrunners may fall off the meta way sooner than they did on JP, because if they keep adding in the newer skills earlier and earlier, that's where pace and late surgers start to really surpass front runners
you to
because they
prioritize
just can't
support card with
outskill
good
them
skill
anymore.
hints instead of prioritizing support card with good training numbers. And as we talked about before, the win rate for your scheduled race is independent from what support cards that you're running. The win rate for the scheduled race is
Yeah, and that's the thing with Grand Live, you're just going to win all the races with this. I mean, you just do the math and they win all the races. It just comes down to if it gets you the stats.
100% dependent on your UMA's aptitude and the number of consecutive races. And the last thing that I would like to mention is that there are no rival race on the independent career. So if you do the independent career on scenarios such as Track Blazer, you will never run into a rival race. And it's impossible to earn trophies, live or gallery for your archive by using independent career. However,
you can't get the trophies to get... So you can't like gamble all the dirt races on the Dirt G people to get the trophies. I didn't think of that, but I guess, yeah, you'll still have to do that.
it is possible for you to complete the event missions. So you will not have to waste time farming unnecessary.
That is going to be very nice. Very nice. This is the one annoying thing. We have to go back to freaking Track Blazer for this current event, which I'm going to probably start working on tomorrow. Just because I need to get it all away before I forget. So we might do some dirt runs tomorrow on it.
To best take advantage of the independent career, plan out your race to take best advantage of your A aptitude and do not go on more than 4 races at the time. And prioritize using support cards with good skill hint instead of a good training number. And as long as you follow these directions, you'll be able to best utilize independent careers on your account. And the final thing I would like to mention is that this new feature is to make your parents farming easier. It's there to help you to do your spark farming and also to complete various event missions. It does not outright replace.
You can just train and not do any races. Are you getting SSs doing that though? If you do only the G1s in Track Blazer, unless you're saying you're just spamming a race, like you're just going like a full, can you just kill the run early? Just spam rest or something and then just lose and it counts? Maybe you can do that. I mean, if that's the case, I might just spam 3 or 5 losses to get it over with.
You from playing the game. You will still need to do your ace run yourself for Champions Meeting and League of Heroes. It's not a Doomers update to make you play the game less, but it's a quality of life feature.
It's not gonna it's not gonna be the end all to be all. It never is. The better Umas are gonna come out of manual play. Like I said, I mean, the actual auto where it auto plays will get you the best auto generated parents and grandparents. But even that's not going to surpass the manual ones. This one is like kind of a middle ground between the 3 because while it doesn't autoplay, so you don't have as much control of taking advantage of the scenario mechanics that get skills. It doesn't have the disadvantage of the insta generation because the insta generation actually picks all the skills. So it'll prune out the garbage skills out of the support cards you use. And you have no choice in the matter, and then you'll just get garbage parents and grandparents. It's like pretty much only for brand new players. This one's the in-between because you do get the select skills at the end, and the way it functions differently, you can make unique Umas you actually can't make through manual play, like I was already talking. Even if you don't dirt rotate your Umas, you can still get yourself like a 50-50 shot of winning the dirt races to try and get a little bit higher affinity on the parents themselves, which then means you, like me, you can really focus on building really, really strong grandparents and then letting this actually make your parents. Because I hate running parent runs because your parents are like one-time use. You'd make the parent for the next CM or the next League of Heroes, while your grandparents can last a lot longer. Because if you have a really strong medium grandparent, you can use it for like the next 5 medium CMs. But generally, you're trying to make a new parent per CM. Which might be what I use this for, is just getting those out of the way.
Get rid of the amount of grinding that you need to do and prioritize playing one portion of the game. Personally, I love playing ace runs on Umamusume, but I hate doing unnecessary spark farming. So I'm really looking forward to independent career being added into the global server. Now with the independent career, you'll be able to do spark farming on Track Blazer without having to play Track Blazer itself. This is definitely a different types of video from usual video that I make on this channel. But I wanted to share this video to everyone as soon.
And that is the nice thing too, because you really do want your parents and grandparents to be from Track Blazer. Because the TS Climax scenario is the best of all of them because you need that stamina and guts. So right now, getting your great grandparents ready to go in Unity Cup is the way to go, and then you use this to make your grandparents and parents for Grand Live in Trackblazer. And then once you get those set up, then you can maybe run Grand Live to get even better great grandparents. Who knows? We'll have to see. It'll all be testing.
Like there are not many content creators that knows exactly how independent career works. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll provide a link to Gumter's video in the description below. So make sure you give him a visit, like and comment on his video to boost the algorithm.
Thank you, Gumter. We'll have to go to this guy too, because it does, even though it's all Korean, the auto translate, I have watched some videos from like the Koreans and JP players, and it can be a little tough sometimes because you're having to read it the whole time. It does work quite well in trying to figure out what's going on. I've done this with a couple of the scenario ones to get an idea of Grand Live before I tested it myself.
Amazing video. So what are you most looking forward to on this new feature, and how will you be utilizing this feature in your account? Please let me know in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a handsome day. Bye-bye.
All right, great video by Henry Hansen. This is the one thing that I really don't have the time when it comes to trying to figure out all the mechanics and everything in these. I try and do all the testing myself and try and find these videos and kind of get the general understanding. But always good when you have people like Henry Hansen and Lightburb that really break down the mechanics and the math behind them that has been kind of solved on the JP side. But it definitely does look like we'll still have to do our own testing because it's not truly all known. And on the JP and Korean side, I mean, they're using current cards for them in current scenarios. They're not testing like the idea I have here of, can you rotate parents and grandparents in Grand Live? Can it get you that SS? Because if you can't get an SS in Trackblazer or Unity Cup or URA, which you can in Grand Live, you may want to use independent training in Grand Live to get the better white sparks, while still Trackblazer will give you the better scenario spark. But yeah, autodub, like someone's mentioned, autodub is great when it comes to watching these other ones. I'll have to give this guy here a sub as well and take a look at some of his stuff. But make sure to also sub to Henry Hansen.
Global player.
Oh, my dog is begging me down here to get up. But yeah, make sure to give Henry Hansen a like. He's the one that controls the carrot calculator I like to show a lot. That also has a lot of the advice for Umas that are going to be strong in CMs. Although I will say, there's going to... I don't know if Henry Hansen has updated it all yet or put kind of a warning out here for these. This is all subject to change now with us getting certain things early, potentially even evolutions. So you have to take all of this now with a huge grain of salt. Same thing with the November 11th update where we saw Silent Suzuka just dominate Scorpio Cup, even though she was not good there for JP. But now I'm just kind of getting to yapping here, but just go ahead and make sure to give Henry Hansen a like, and that'll be pretty much it for this react. And if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.